Welcome to the Carry On Couple Podcast with Ryan and Katrina. This is our podcast about our adventures and how we make life magical. We're going to tell you all about how we travel the world on a tight budget and still make it awesome.
We can't say that our way will work for everybody, but we want to share our experiences with you so that you might be able to have your own travel adventures. And if you're listening, we want you to know that you and I, we're in a club now, the Carry On Club.
Episode 45!
The 45th.
Last week on Carry On Couple Podcast, we told you about the quaint coastal town of Port Douglas.
This week, we dive into adventure with a trip to the Great Barrier Reef and more. Take it away.
Now, before we get started again, I want to mention Joey's podcast.
Definitely.
Joey, we love you. And your podcast. I listen to
Because it's amazing.
I still listen to your podcast all the time. It gets me through my drives. Some of them might be long, but that's okay because my drives are usually long. He always talks about nerdy stuff, so it's really easy to keep up with things.
Talks about everything, guys.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, and that is Laugh It Up Fuzzball. Here's the picture again. If you are listening, Laugh It Up Fuzzball on any podcast platform that you can find. Cool. All right, well, let's take it back to what are we talking about? Port Douglas?
Let's get back into those super awesome activities we did in Port Douglas.
Okay, so I think we're going to start talking about our tours. Ooh, are we talking about the reef already?
Let's talk about the reef.
Okay.
Because obviously this was our main reason for going to Port Douglas. We wanted to go to the Great Barrier Reef, and this was Michael, our tour agent. No,
agent.
Travel agent.
Travel agent.
Haha, I got it. The travel agent, Michael, he told us this was going to be the best place to go because originally we were looking at going to Cairns because that's what our friends Mark and Annie had just gone, and they went through there and they were like, guys, you got to go check out the Great Barrier Reef. It's amazing. And we were like, duh. We already knew that, but thank you for telling us because we're going to do it. Yeah. And then Michael was like, you don't want to stay there. You want to go to Port Douglas. And we were like, okay. We don't even know what that is, but okay. And it was really, really great. So let's talk a little bit about the tour that we ended up doing.
So it was the Aquarius Sail and Snorkel Tour, full day tour, about 8 hours. Yeah. It includes hotel transfer. This was the one where it was kind of silly for us to do the hotel transfer because it wasn't far.
Yeah.
They had a safety briefing, a qualified guide, specialized tour equipment, first aid kit, afternoon tea, lunch, wetsuit, all the stuff. And then the luxurious sailing vessel is how they say it. It was a catamaran, very large catamaran.
And huge.
I would say is luxurious.
Yes.
It was very, very nice.
Way fancier than any ship that we've...
If you don't know what a catamaran is, it's one of the sailboats that has the two legs in the water kind of thing.
And it's got like the one that we had like a net.
Oh yeah.
So you could hang out on said net.
Yeah, we have a couple pictures we can show you here.
Spray cooling you off in that way too hot weather.
They also offered us tea and coffee before we left.
But this is where, pro tip, if you do happen to take this tour, eat breakfast or bring some kind of snacks with you.
Yeah.
Because you won't eat afternoon tea or lunch for a long time, and you'll be doing a lot of kind of activity and stuff, so you're gonna want that.
Yeah. So we sailed to the Horseshoe Bay at Tongue Reef.
Yes.
Now there's a bunch of different reef points that you can go to.
Yeah. So this is one of the inner reef.
Yeah. There's
areas.
inner reef and outer reef. Inner reef is closer to land.
Yeah. And I was really excited, at least because they said that the Tongue Reef was a good area to see sea turtles.
Yeah.
So I was really, really hoping that we would see a sea turtle. Spoiler alert, we did not. But it's fine. We saw so much really, really awesome stuff. Yeah. But no sea turtles.
Yeah, because we were right at almost the beginning of their
yeah, they said that we might see them, but we might not. Yeah. And so we didn't, but it's okay.
Yeah. But anyways, we did an afternoon tea, but was that afternoon tea before we went into the water or after we went into the water?
I can't remember if it was before or if it was during, because we had a certain amount of time to be in the water, checking out the reef. We got to do a guided snorkeling tour.
Yeah, which was really cool.
Super. I was like, how are they going to do this? But it was really cool.
Yeah. So they have a video coming up where we talk more about this, but basically what they do is they give you information about the animal, the plant life, the animal life, and you go right off the back of the boat.
Yeah.
And I actually didn't mention this
fun.
in the video that's coming up. For mustaches, they make you put Vaseline on your mustache so the mask would stick, which I was like, if I had known this so much longer ago, I would have had so much more fun doing snorkeling other places. But yeah, they have you put Vaseline on a lot. Like I look ridiculous.
It did look ridiculous. Yeah. And then if you got out of the water, you had to like reapply like just like a big glob and like shove it on there.
Yeah. And another thing I don't mention is I actually got, I think, seasick.
Yeah.
In the water. And I that's why I think because it could have been I was just so hungry that I was getting nauseous, but like
you had a brief moment where
I had a weird vertigo
good.
kind of thing where I wasn't feeling good, which is unusual for me. I don't usually get that snorkeling or diving or doing whatever, but yeah, it was just kind of strange.
And then I don't think I mentioned this in the video, but I'm not totally sure.
What do you got?
So he had that moment. My moment was, you're out in the middle of the ocean, and we had a very small tour group. So at one point, I'm snorkeling, I'm looking, I'm checking everything out, and I like pop my head up, and I look around, and I swear I look around like 300 degrees and don't see the boat.
We're gone.
Or a single other human. And I had like this panic moment where I was like, oh my God, I missed it. The boat left. They left me here.
Yeah.
I'm stuck in the ocean by myself. I don't even know which direction land is.
Yep.
I'm gonna die. Obviously, that was not the case. No. They would not have left me. But it was just like this really crazy, and I got really panicked, and then I don't even know why. And then I turned that little extra, and I was like, there's the boat.
That's so funny.
Oh, there's a person.
That cracks me up so much.
So don't do that if you're, be calm.
We saw some really cool things there. I don't know. I actually can't remember how much we talk about it, but I do remember seeing that line of squid.
That was really cool. There was a school of squid that went by, and that was like, they looked like they were moving in like slow motion or going backwards even.
It actually, at first, frightened me.
I thought it was amazing.
Yeah, and it's actually a shoal of squid.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Shoal of squid.
I hope I got that one right. But yeah, so that one was really freaky just because it looked like they weren't moving, but they were.
It was super weird.
So weird.
But yeah, we got to see so much stuff. We didn't get any good videos or pictures.
I can throw one of them here.
It's really
I'm not going to do the
good.
sound because the sound is terrible. The video is also terrible.
Yeah, it's not good. You don't have to do it.
You know what video is good?
What video?
The video of us actually talking about this.
Yeah,
so let's throw
let's
it to past Ryan and Katrina.
Hey.
We went to the Great Barrier Reef. We took a sailboat out. Well, we didn't take it. We were on a sailboat tour, which was supposed to have about 30, it has a capacity of about 30 people on the tour, which is relatively small for out here as far as tours go, but we only had 11. It was so awesome.
It was amazing.
Yeah. So it took us about 2 hours to get out there, and then we did...
probably like about an hour and a half-ish in the water, snorkeling, which... definitely do it. I would say the small group felt wonderful. It was kind of a little scary sometimes because I'd pop my head up from the water and I'd look around and I was like, I can't see any people. I'm out in the middle of the ocean by myself.
Yeah.
Why? And then I'd like turn and I'd be like, oh wait, there's the boat. Okay, we're good. Or I'd see they gave people pool noodles so that you could kind of like very much just float around.
That was probably the best part.
It was really very
you put the pool noodle
relaxing.
under your elbows and just snorkeling and literally just upper body relaxed. It was so nice. It's so much less energy taken, or not even really less energy, but you don't have to think about floating
because you could really pay attention to what was happening underneath you.
It was really cool.
And you could see the pool noodles sticking out of the water most of the time. So I'd be like, oh wait, there's a person. Oh wait, there's. But most of the time I felt like I was literally in the middle of the ocean by myself, looking at fish and coral.
Yeah.
Which was...
So we saw a lot of fish. We saw a lot of coral. We saw a lot of like little anemone type things. We did not see any turtles, unfortunately. We didn't even they said there might be some reef sharks, which aren't dangerous to us, but dangerous to fish about this big. We didn't see any of those, unfortunately, but we did see a lot of other fish. Parrotfish were my favorite because they're like a rainbow color with a little parrot beak.
And they have a beak, which is weird.
It was really cool. But yes, that on the way back, we actually used wind power. On the way out, we used it. They called it motor sailing because they had the sail up, but they were using a motor just because it got us out there quicker.
It wasn't that windy. So.
It wasn't that windy also. But on the way back, we had more wind, so that was really cool. We got to actually see the sails in action.
Yeah. And that was a really fun tour also. I think it was kind of one of those things. We only went to one place on the reef because we were sailing, so it was a slower journey. So if you want to go to multiple places, like maybe try it. If we were here another day, I would be like, let's just book another tour and go some more places because it was that amazing, and I'd definitely just hand over a bunch of money to do it again.
Right. Yeah, we did an inner reef tour. There's an outer reef tour where you see a little bit more animals, a little bit more variety of species. But
oh, and I had never really been snorkeling before, so I was really worried about breathing because I don't understand how they're supposed to, like, it just, I don't know. But it was really easy. Mm-hmm. And apparently, I think the last time we had tried to go snorkeling, we were in Thailand, and it did not go very well because there was a lot of waves, and I probably didn't have the gear on properly, but this time they explained how to put the mask on so that the snorkel stayed up, and there was super calm water for the majority of the time we were out there. Plus they sprayed this anti-foggy stuff so you could see everything. I don't know. I was like, this is a whole new world for me. This snorkeling thing is fun, where I was like, I don't know what this is gonna be.
Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. On the way back, we had a lot of food. They had a really good meal there. Oh, that's a big bug.
And, something else we actually didn't talk about in the videos, we got to just talk with people on the boat.
Yeah, that
it was so
really
cool because we were on the
awesome.
boat with them for hours.
Yeah, it was a couple hours each way.
Yeah.
So, we got a chance to really, and plus you're eating lunch with these people. So we just got a chance to talk to a bunch of people, and we met some really interesting people from all different areas, all different places. A couple people on their honeymoon, which was exciting. And yeah, it was super fun to just chat and swap stories. Everybody there was super really big into travel, so we got to hear about some really cool places that we'd never been before and tell people about some of the places we'd been, which was amazing.
Yeah, that was super awesome.
Did we mention the snorkel suits?
The snorkel suits, check these things out. Oh my gosh, they're so hilarious, especially the faces that we're making on them. Oh my gosh, it is so perfect. I love those things ridiculous. So much, and those pictures they crack me up so much.
Not only are those suits so stylish, but they're for safety reasons.
Yes.
So we talked about some dangerous sort of jellyfish that might be out and about. Mm-hmm. We were there at the very, very beginning of what they call box jelly season.
Yes.
So box jellies are a very poisonous, is that right?
Yes.
Deadly. They're very deadly jellyfish. If they sting you, it can kill you or paralyze you or a number of things. It's not good.
Yeah.
So, and they're very small, so you don't always necessarily see them. So they had us wear these wetsuits, so all of our skin was covered. And they did say, you're probably not going to see any because we're so early, but we could. Mm-hmm. Just depending, because they like it when the water starts warming up, the weather starts heating up, so they had us wear them. And like with anything, if somebody tells you to wear some safety gear, just wear it.
Just wear it, yeah. Yeah, it was optional, and we're we accept the option.
Yeah. No, it wasn't optional. It was mandatory.
Oh, was that mandatory? Oh,
you didn't have to wear it because it was the beginning. You didn't have to wear the whole head piece and
But as
gloves.
You can see, we did wear the head thing. Actually, I think we wore the gloves too.
We did for most of the time. I think some of the parts we didn't. But yeah, we did for most of the time. And honestly, they didn't make a big difference. Another thing I don't remember, I think maybe we talked about this. Oh, we did. We talked about it. The pool noodles.
Yeah.
That was just something
I love the pool noodle
it was
thing.
so easy. I was just totally relaxing.
Yeah, that was super cool. And I'm actually trying to look because we wanted to mention about the cost of this. To see how I mean, regardless of how much it is, it's probably like it's worth it.
Since we didn't look at ourselves separately, we don't know the cost. We were trying to look it up. We don't know the cost of it, but maybe we'll find it. But we did want to talk about if it was worth it or not, which I felt like if we could give you the cost, it would help.
It starts from $256.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, I don't know if it's American or Australian dollars, but either way, what we did
per person
for food, the tour, the gear, the guide, all that stuff.
And
worth it.
It was, like we said earlier in the other video, our past selves were talking about, it was a very small group. So it wasn't like they do much cheaper versions, which we discussed with our travel agent. But he let us know, like, okay, you're going to do that and you're going to be out there with like 60 or 80 people. Yeah,
this was one thing he really pushed.
And you're going to you're not going to be able to enjoy the nature that you're in because you're going to feel like you're surrounded by people and you're going to be bumping into people and doing stuff. Like I said, at one point I thought I was abandoned in the ocean. So obviously that was not a problem on our tour. So I agree. I think this was 100% worth it. I would do it for sure. The only thing that I thought, like, I wish we could have done is I wish we could have spent more time snorkeling, more time on the reef, and maybe visited like another area
part of it,
of the reef. Mm-hmm. Since we did the sailboat out there, it took us a lot longer to get out there though and get back. Yeah. So we were only able to go to one location, but the boat ride was also part of the fun.
Right.
So I wouldn't have wanted to trade that. Like, I had a great time relaxing on the boat. It was amazing and wonderful. But I do wish we could have seen more of the reef.
Yeah. Yeah. Are we going to move on to the next one?
Yeah, we did some huge tours on this.
Our next one is super easy to remember. Daintree Cape Tribulation 4-wheel drive Bloomfield Track Day Tour.
That's the official title.
So again, it's the Daintree Cape Tribulation 4-wheel drive Bloomfield Track Day Tour.
That's right.
It's like 4 different items in one thing.
All in one. And this was another day tour, a full day. So this is around 8-hour trip. This one included hotel pickup and transfer, safety briefing, qualified guide, specialized tour equipment, first aid kit, afternoon tea, and lunch.
Yeah. So again, a lot of things included in this one. Now, we took this 4x4 Jeep bus thingy.
I don't even know.
I got a picture of it right here. And
it was pretty cool.
I mean, it had air conditioning, so I mean, you can't go wrong with that.
That was a plus.
You can't go wrong with that. It's funny because people were complaining about it, or complaining about how bumpy it was.
That's right.
But if you're going on a 4-wheel drive anything, if like the tour says it's 4-wheel drive, you're probably going to go on a bumpy road. Get over it. So that was actually, they were more annoying than the bumpy road to me.
Yeah, and we were on a safari.
So this one drives north along Captain Cook Highway. We learned about the history of the area and the views.
And pause. Also, general observation. Captain Cook is everywhere.
Everywhere. And every time I hear Captain Cook, I want to say Captain Crunch.
Or Captain Hook. But not Captain Cook. But yeah, so that's a random aside. Continue on about the beautiful views.
Yeah, so beautiful views. Do we want to just kind of go like what the stops are and then pass to our video?
Let's talk about it.
So there's 5 stops on this?
I think so.
6 stops. So the first stop is the majestic Daintree River for morning tree. Now we don't talk about the morning tea tree.
We didn't have a morning tree.
No,
there were trees all day.
There were trees in the morning, but there's also trees in the afternoon and evening as well.
Yes, we had a nice little morning.
We didn't see them at night though, so I don't know.
Oh, they might go out. They might be clock out.
But anyways, we had morning tea, just like all the other morning tea. Nothing super special about it. It was tea, biscuits.
It was delicious.
I mean, it was good, but nothing super special. The second stop was a river cruise. Now, before we get into the video, I'm just going to go through all of the stops first.
Okay.
Third stop, we experienced the rainforest intimately on one of the guided elevated national park boardwalks. That's where we learned a lot more about the flora and fauna there. Mm-hmm. Fourth stop is that Link Haven?
Sure.
So Lake Haven Animal Refugee Center. That's where we had our barbecue lunch.
That's right.
Also something else we did. We're not going to spoil that yet, though. We passed the famed Daintree tea plantation, which was like tea trees, right?
I think so.
That was So that was pretty cool. And then...
And drove along Cape Tribulation.
Yes, drove along Cape Tribulation. There was Cape Tribulation Beach.
Yes.
What did we do in that one?
That one we had a couple options. You could go swimming, or you could take a walk along the beach, or you could do a little hike.
We went to that little hike.
So we did a hike.
We did the hike. Yeah. Then the sixth stop was ice cream, which was the one we talked about in the video.
Yeah.
Or in Who's in the Mood for Food, I should say. Okay, so let's get more specific. Again, the first stop, not too much about that. Second stop, though. Second stop was the Jungle Cruise.
It was the Jungle Cruise in real life.
It was seriously like, check out what this skipper looks like.
Oh,
it looks like I went there and gave him my costume from when I worked at Disneyland.
We were freaking out the entire time, going like,
yeah, and I don't remember if we have a picture of the boat, but the boats look very similar too.
They did look very similar.
So, you know what? How about we just throw it to the video? Here's what we saw.
We did get to see a croc, though. That was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Terrifying, but cool.
Yeah, it was pretty
Wasn't even
cool.
moving, and I was scared.
Yeah, and the hour and a half we were on the Daintree River, we saw one croc. We saw a lot of flying foxes.
Which were so cute.
Yeah, they call them flying foxes, but essentially they're bats.
But they look like foxes.
Yeah, they look like foxes. They're the largest fruit bat, so that was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. And they cool off by flapping their wings.
They just nudge.
So they looked like they were dancing. It was really cute.
Yeah.
But also the river cruise is basically the Jungle Cruise at Disneyland. Like the skipper was a skipper and was telling bad jokes.
Yeah.
The majority of our cruise, which was great, and I felt like I was basically on the Jungle Cruise, like only a much larger river.
Yeah.
But
and much more
and less wildlife.
Yeah, there you go.
But the wildlife was real, so there's that.
That's true. So they did the river cruise. They picked us back up down at the bottom there. And then we went to, what was next?
I think after that we went and did a walk through the rainforest.
Yeah, we walked through the rainforest. It's like, they called it a walk. It was basically like on boardwalks. It was a very controlled.
They're trying to minimize the impact of human presence. So it's a.
So there's only a few times. I think like only a couple spots where we were on the actual rainforest ground.
Yeah, the national park.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm talking about like when we were walking on the boardwalk.
Oh, okay.
There was like a dip down. We're actually on dirt, and then we'd go back up onto the boardwalk. But it was only like very short distances that would happen. So that was it was still cool though. And you had actually mentioned how we do hiking all the time. They call it bushwalking here. We do hiking often, but we noticed that the biggest difference was that there are a lot more types of trees and plants.
Yeah, so I think they told us there were a normal rainforest has like, what was it, like 20 variations?
Well, I don't remember.
No, that can't be right. I think it was more than that. But this particular rainforest we were in had like over 1,500 variations of plant life, which for us, I feel like at home when we go into a foresty type area, there's like one or two types of trees that you notice, and then a bunch of other plants. But like there was just so much variety that really intensified the feeling of being like just in the middle of a jungle.
Yeah, it was really cool. We also actually, before that, we went up to that viewpoint.
Oh yeah.
There's a viewpoint. We got a really cool view of a nice panoramic view of the basically the jungle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember if we could see the ocean from that view. I think we were facing the other direction, maybe.
Yeah,
I think we were facing just towards the jungle for that one.
Okay. Also, if something we forgot to talk about in Who's in the Mood for Food was the parrot.
The parrot.
Yes, there was a parrot. Here's a little video of that real quick. Hi. Super cute. He says hi, and I say hi back. I think that's all it was really saying.
I think it said a couple other things.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Like
on
maybe
video.
how are you? Or
yeah. Oh yeah. Because it was a freeloader basically. It
just
didn't.
hung out.
Yeah, it hung out and learned to talk.
Danced a little. It danced. It was really cute.
Yeah. It was also raining in the rainforest.
In the rainforest. We already went over that.
And then let's go to this next video here.
Then we went to another lookout point, which was really cool. It was actually where the rainforest meets the coral reef, because that's actually a big thing with this rainforest out here. Is it's the only place in the world where two World Heritage points meet together, which is the Great Barrier Reef and the rainforest. So that was pretty cool seeing where that happened. We got a cool lookout point there. There was a beach that we weren't allowed to swim in because of crocs, and they call them stingers, but they're jellyfish.
Yes. Very, very deadly jellyfish.
Yes, a sting could kill you. So we decided to opt out of that one.
But I guess overall here, we had a great time.
It was so much fun.
We had a great time on the jungle cruise. It was really cool. Super hot though. I would recommend asking where to sit, because we actually, did somebody ask or did we ask and we sat in a good spot? Or
the driver of our tour 4-wheel drive Jeep bus thing told us which side. He was like, you want to get in the front of the line and sit over here because you'll probably see the most stuff.
And less sun, too.
Oh, yeah, and less sun. Because it was hot. Did we say that already?
It was hot.
It was hot.
It was hot. No clouds.
Oof.
Which actually, no clouds made it really cool because we saw that one mountain peak.
That's right.
So that was really cool. We mentioned passing by the Daintree tea plantation.
Yes.
There's a lot of alliteration in this one. We actually, didn't we stop somewhere and get some tea and fresh fruits? Oh, that was the watering hole where we talked about the fruits and everything. The water though, let's talk about the water.
Yeah.
Super clear.
Oh my gosh.
Super cold.
Crystal clear.
There were fish and tadpoles.
Which was kind of weird.
And it was like kind of slimy.
It was. The rocks, it was like very rocky bottom, and the rocks were, like they had like kind of that algae kind of, like the water was so clear. I was like, how is there slime on the rock?
But it was also really deep too.
Yes.
Like you were walking, you're like, oh, that's going to be only 3 feet. I'm up to my head.
It looked like a puddle.
Yeah.
Basically, like when they pointed it out, like, oh yeah, we're at this little swimming hole, watering hole, and we were like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'll just like get our feet wet or something. And then it was like at a certain point there was a drop off, and all of a sudden you were like, oh, I'm all the way in this very cold, very clear water, and there's fish touching me.
Yeah. They do let you bring like water shoes. So I recommend, we saw people wearing those and we're like, oh, we're so jealous of you guys.
This was the trip that we were like, we might need a pair of those shoes.
Yeah.
Because they seemed very useful. Mm-hmm. So yeah, definitely. And it would have helped trying to walk on the rocks and the slipperiness. That would have helped a lot.
Yeah. Then we went to Cape Tribulation Beach, that's where, isn't that where the 2 heritage spots meet?
Yes.
That's where those meet.
Yes. So that's like the only place in the world where 2 UNICEF heritage spots touch.
Which is the reef and the rainforest.
Yeah. Yep. So that's pretty awesome. Just in and of itself. And it's absolutely beautiful. We have some really cool pictures. Hopefully you guys can be one right here.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And this was one of the spots where somebody let us know, one of the tour guides was just like, oh yeah, don't get too close to the water right over there because, crocodiles.
There's some crocs. Yeah.
And, you won't see them, but they will attack you, if they are feeling hungry or whatnot. And I was just like, let's not go over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? And there was some people like walking out and I was like, nope, we're not those people. We are not those people.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was I was just like, nope. Mm-mm.
So there's something else that we did up. We didn't mention it actually. When we were at the Animal Refugee Center. Mm-hmm. The Animal Refuge Center.
Refuge, yes.
So let's take it to this video where we find out what we did.
We got to feed wallabies.
Which are adorable.
They were adorable, especially the little joeys that were coming out. They were so cute, so small.
Yeah.
We were feeding them sweet potatoes? Sweet potatoes.
Yeah, a little piece of sweet potato, and you just kind of had to like hold it out there and then wait for them to come over and take it out of your hand. And they were just like very timid. And they were so cute.
Oh, it was even more adorable when there was thunder, and every time the thunder clapped, they would run away because they got
so
scared of it.
They were so scared.
It was so cute.
Reminded me of little bunnies, but giant.
Yeah.
So this whole thing, I actually looked it up. It starts at $205.
Okay.
So would you say that's worth it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did so much stuff. I was like, what? Yeah. We did so much stuff. And got to find some really cool stuff. I think it was definitely worth it. Could we have done this on our own?
Maybe. I don't think we would have gotten as much out of it. Like at least the details of like the heritage stuff and stuff like that. And we would have been able to find all this stuff, I think.
Yeah.
Except for the watering hole, like that.
Yeah,
I don't think we would have thought of that.
We might have found something similar, but I don't know if we would have found that. Might have found something with more people. Like we were the only people there, so that was really cool.
That was really cool.
And we would have had to rent a car. Which we would have, I feel like we would have had fun with, but I think if we did that, we would have probably tried to stay the night, like, in the rainforest, because there are a couple of places you can stay within the rainforest, and I think we would have attempted to do that just so we would have had more time, because we kind of mentioned it, it's in the title of the tour, the Bloomfield Track is, like, a really famous road, basically, and you can do four-wheel drive, off-roading stuff, kind of, and also just see a lot of things, and it's very, very, very popular, very, I don't know, a big ticket item sort of a thing. So I feel like if we had rented a car, especially if the car was capable of doing some of that stuff, we would have been like, well, we've got to spend some time, like, getting lost here.
Right.
So I think it would have been a longer stay, but I think we probably could have done most of it, but since we were only there for a little bit of time, it was nice to kind of have it all condensed for us.
So do you want to talk about, since you just kind of talked about something we didn't do you want to talk about stuff we're saving for next time?
Yeah. Okay.
So the outer reef.
We
definitely want to do that.
That's
There's
like
supposed to
my
be more
number one.
colors. I wouldn't mind.
And different wildlife, different animals.
I wouldn't mind doing scuba out there. You're iffy on that one?
I don't know. I know that if you haven't done it, I know people can kind of get weirded out.
Yeah.
And kind of, so I would want to, like, do it, like,
well, I think you have to be certified.
You have to be certified, right? So I would want to, like, obviously do that and see how that goes, and then. But I'd be up to try it.
That's why I put scuba with 3 question marks. Flames of the Forest. What is that?
So that was like a cultural experience. It's you get regionally inspired food, so they feed you, and you do like some sort of indigenous people kind of storytelling. Sort of a thing, so you get to learn about the culture, ask some questions, talk to some locals. So we had some people saying, yeah, you got to do that, and some people kind of saying, like, yeah, it's pretty cool, but, like, depends on what you want. So I don't know, something that might have been fun. Okay. It didn't work out with the tours we were already doing because I think the timing, we got back too late.
Okay.
And they left too early.
Okay.
But
there's also jungle surfing.
Yeah.
Which sounds cooler than I think it is. It's zip lining.
When you say jungle surfing, it sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah, jungle surfing sounds pretty cool. But it's zip lining. I think you'd only be worried about spiders.
Yeah, pretty much. Which I wasn't worried about until somebody was like, oh, aren't you worried because you're going to be going through the forest and there's going to be spiders hanging down? And then I was.
There's also the cacao plantation, the Daintree Estates cacao plantation. Obviously, chocolate.
Chocolate, and I don't know how I didn't know about this when we were there, but apparently it's Australia's first single origin chocolate, which means that it goes from the bean to the bar. Ta-da! We're done.
Ta-da!
And it sounds amazing.
There's also the Daintree Eco Lodge.
Yeah,
that's true. There?
So this is a place where you can go and get a massage in the rainforest.
Ooh.
I'm not just talking in the rainforest. I'm talking next to a sacred waterfall.
That sounds nice.
Like, that sounds crazy. And when you're there, your treatment is infused with sort of ancient traditions, and so you get a little bit of the culture too.
Cool.
I don't know. It sounds super cool.
That does sound cool.
It was definitely something that I looked at, and it was definitely something that was pretty expensive.
Night walk through the Daintree. I think that'd be cool.
It sounded really pretty cool. It was supposed to give you an opportunity to see some animals, and some things that you wouldn't see during the daytime. So that sounded pretty cool.
Yeah. Also, stand-up paddleboard on which river? The Mossman River. On the Mossman River.
Yeah. And
I think
at this time, I hadn't gone stand-up paddleboarding yet.
Yeah, I know you haven't.
I hadn't done it yet when we were here.
Like, you kind of did.
And I thought, like, I don't think I can do that. That's going to be really difficult because I have no upper body strength. And for me, I see people doing that and I'm like, man, that's got to be all arms. Now that I've tried it, I know that's false.
Right.
But
still tiring, but
not as bad.
We would like to do more shopping. We always love shopping when we're on our trips. There's like the farmer's market. I don't even think we were there during the farmer's market.
No, I don't think we were. It's only on Sundays.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be really cute with like tons of great fresh produce, which we had a kitchen. That would have been awesome to have.
That would have been amazing.
And then also lots of like craft type things, lots of homemade goods.
Mm-hmm.
And I love checking those things out.
Yeah, that would have been good. Just relax. Maybe have a day off there. Like we had tours or something planned every day that we were there.
I would have definitely wanted some downtime.
We had some planned downtimes during this trip, but this wasn't during that. So it would have been nice to relax there. Yeah. Swim with the whales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
That would have been really cool.
So yeah, we saw some stuff about that afterwards, and I was like, "What? Swim with whales? Yes."
What's this next one? Try black sapote?
Yeah, so that's it's also known as chocolate pudding fruit.
It's chocolate. I was like, are you doing drugs now?
And it's a flavor of ice cream from the Daintree Ice Cream Company.
Oh.
But like we talked about before, they only do so many flavors per day that you can get, so you just have to be there on the right day. Yeah. But apparently that's like an amazing flavor. Like if they have it, you've got to get it. You can even get just that on its own even. But it wasn't there when we were there. So I was really sad because I was looking forward to trying it. Mm-hmm. So I would have to go back and see if I could get it.
Yeah, we could also do breakfast at Betty's Bohemian Beach Cafe, which to me sounds great. I love breakfast.
Yeah.
I'd have to drag you out of bed unless I lured you with like hot chocolate or
usually works.
a sunrise or something. We could also go to Trinity Bay Lookout.
Yeah, so that's supposed to be like a really famous lookout spot with just like an amazing view of the ocean. I don't know, it just sounded very romantic and really cool.
Yeah, that would have been fun for our second honeymoon. Yeah. Also, check out the sacred waterfalls of Wujal Art Center. Now, one is...
Those are two separate things. So the sacred waterfall is actually called...
the Wujal. Okay, sorry. That was a misread by me. I actually knew that they were different. Okay.
There, in that same area, is the Wuja
I totally Ron Burgundy'd that. I just read what was on the page.
So those are two different things. But it's supposed to be pretty cool. One, because you get to go see like a very culturally significant place and learn about it. And then you get to see some indigenous art and check out that. Something that we heard about this pro tip is call ahead and check to make sure that the center's open, especially if you're visiting during the wet season, because it's not open all the time. Mm-hmm. So if you do want to go check that out, which I think would have been something that I think we would have done for sure if we were exploring on our own, because it would have been really cool. So I think maybe next time if we did take that opportunity to kind of like get out there and just do our own thing, we would do that.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I don't think so. So, that about it?
I guess that's it.
All right.
Till next week.
Cue the music.
Thank you for listening this week. If you enjoy this show, please share us with your friends.
And review us.
That's right. You can listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts.
Seriously, we're everywhere.
Everywhere. You can follow us too on Twitter at CarryOnCouplePC, Instagram or Facebook. That's Carry On Couple Podcast. And you can also email us.
That's right, at carryoncouplepodcast@gmail.com.
Now, we're all about these free podcasts. We're just doing this for fun. Really, we are. However, if you do want to support us, we won't say no to money. Just go to anchor.fm/carryoncouplepodcast and click the support this podcast link. We have an exciting opportunity for you. That's right, you can be heard on Carry On Couple Podcast.
What?
That's right. It's simple. You just download the Anchor FM app, search Carry On Couple Podcast, tap voice message, and start recording.
That's right. And if you have any tips and tricks of your own that you want to share, or any fun destination stories from a recent trip that you went on, please leave us a message.
The great thing is you can still listen to Carry On Couple podcast on the platform of your choice. But if you want to be heard, download Anchor FM and leave us a message.
Until next week, thanks again, and remember, you and I, we're in a club now.